Cable,
You know?
I would like to get into actually more of the stuff that you're doing as relates to I Am My Community. So I know that you were part of Bronx Rise Above Gun Violence, and man, you guys
Yes.
just do so much from giving suits to people that need it, to tips on beating court cases, how to get a job, how to get back into society after coming out of the system. A major part of what y'all stand for is nonviolence. So can you tell us a little bit more about your organization and what you're doing now, what you guys stand for?
Yes, first of all, we promote public safety. That's number one. Big shout out to Dr. Gary Sluckins, big shout out to Curb Violence, and big shout out to Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence. I was down with a part of Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence for like a year and a half. It's an excellent program. But like I said, I was born and raised in the Bronx since 1968. So I was out here when the real gangs was out here. The guys with the chains and kicking your door and all that. I was out here when 911 was a joke, when you call the police on Monday and they came on Friday. I was out here when it was 25, 35, 100 people getting killed in New York City every year, and people, right now it's 300, 400, and it's like something big. So I was out here when it was 3,500, So I was out here during them times when my family used to come outside and the fire department used to come outside and spray the water in our family face and sick the German shepherds on the little kids and the old ladies and the babies, So there's a lot of things that a lot of people ain't see and they ain't go through. So I respected the Bronx Rise Against Gun Violence, but then I also know that being where I was born at and how I was raised, that is more to my community and more to uplifting my community than just guns. I got people that's homeless. I got people, like you said, going through court cases. I got so many different things going on. I got domestic violence cases. I got everything. I got gang violence. I got street violence. I got gang wars, and it's all in my community. So in order to tackle all them things, I figured that I would have to start something named I Am My Community. Because I got to be a part of my community so I can work stretch the arms out. And if I can't do it, then I could refer you to somebody, or I could do something like that. But at the end of the day, I got to be able to tackle all this. And a lot of people, like I said, they don't got nothing to do with gun violence, so they feel that I can't help them. And I used to walk to people like, yo, brother, why you ain't coming to me and ask me to help you, man? You just went through this. Yo, okay, man, I don't got no gun. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through this with my kid and all this, man. My kid ain't going to school, and I'm trying to get to go to school, and the ACS coming down on me, but at the same time, I'm trying to counsel them, and it's a whole issue, and this ain't got nothing to do with no gun, man. So why I need to talk to you? But at the same token, I'm trying to represent the whole neighborhood. So I can't represent the whole neighborhood if I'm only dealing in one angle. So I got to stretch my avenues out. I got to widen my vision. And so I got to deal with the whole community. So that's why I had to step off and start my own thing, and so I can stretch out and be able to handle more things that's going on inside my community. And that's why I came up with the name I Am My Community.
That's beautiful. I really I love the way that you take that whole overall approach, because it does. There are so many elements and aspects to how you uplift the people, and how to get out from some of these problems that plague us. So what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously this is as important as it's ever been, and in some ways some aspects of this are more important than they have ever been. What are your thoughts on the problem with police violence being so prevalent right now, even though it's been going on forever, and we all know that, but prevalent in our face on video? What are your thoughts on what needs to happen to put a stop to that?
Well, honestly speaking, I feel like this, I want to be a realist. Because like I said, I done got in a lot of situations, you know what I'm saying, where I was a knucklehead and got locked up numerous, 77 times, as coming up. So I can't really knock the police to an extent, because the police job is public safety, and they got to promote public safety. But at the same token, they got to provide jobs, programs, and opportunities to the community. So if I'm standing on like the South Bronx, or if I'm on Fordham Road or 183rd or something like that, Webster Projects, I'm not going to have the same opportunities as a person that live in Riverdale, that live in Throgs Neck, that live on Park Avenue, you know? And that's where that gotta change. The opportunities, and it gotta be spread out to everybody. Because if it's not, then you're gonna have certain areas that's gonna be poor, and they're gonna have no result but to go to crimes, because there's nothing else there for them but to sell drugs, or for them to try to rob somebody, because you're not providing nothing for them. Because you're taking all the money and all the assets and you providing it to certain areas, you know? So now we're gonna go on with the police violence. The police do jump out the window now, but then you got to put yourself sometime in a police situation, and you got to say, every time if I come outside to work and I got a job, and everybody I ask a question got a response behind it. Like, why I just can't ask the regular question, like, yo, get off the corner. Now, I live here, man. I was living here for 20 years. Hey, yo, why you coming up to me? Hey, yo, man, hey, yo, they only coming over here talking to the black dudes. Oh, they only messing with the Mexicans. Hey, yo, man, yo, why you just can't get out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bridge that's missing. It's a lack of communication. And the reason why it's a lack of communication, because the police are supposed to consist of people from the community, in which they don't. They hire people from Riverdale and from Long Island and from other places, and these people they can't relate to you. So they you know what I'm saying, there's no empathy, there's none of that when it comes to you, because they can't relate, because they never was poor. They never had to hang out in the street. They don't understand why you hang out on the corner, because they don't hang out on the corner. Why are you hanging out on the corner, guy? And so it's a big missing thing there, you know? And the only way that gap's gonna be connected is that we got to get down to our local politicians. You know, a lot of people jump out the window and they want to speak about the president. Oh, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald Trump this. But if you ask them what district you live in, they don't know. What community board represents you? They don't know. Who's your assemblyman? Who's your councilman? They don't know. What senator represents this community? They don't know. But you're talking about the president. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing called chain of command. And we got to follow that chain of command. We got to start getting on the people that's supposed to be representing that and coming out and handling our community and get them. And then we won't got to worry about the police violence and none of that, because the people that we hiring that's sitting in the offices that never come out, that they can walk by you right now. If you walk through your neighborhood, more people will know you and Uncle E than will know your neighborhood councilman.
You know, I heard somebody say at one time, like, if you look at someone and you know they're your neighbor, it's harder, you know, it's harder to dehumanize them and to drop a bomb on them, right? And I know, you know, there's situations certainly where, I mean, in inter-community violence being what it is, but that's a great point, that not being connected at that local level and where you are in the community is something to be resolved, right?
Yep, and here goes another thing too I always speak about, and I bring this on a lot of people. Now, if we're going to speak about like the police violence, right? Now, if the police lock up 100 people today, there's probably one person that got beat up, or one person, you know, it probably was 55, but we ain't know about it. But we know about this one person, right? Out of the 1,000 people that got locked up all around the United States today. So everybody gonna come out and we all gonna focus and we all gonna argue about that, right? I have no problem about that. Let's argue about that. Now, if 10,000 people, whoever got locked up this day all around the United States, and one person got attacked by the police, and we want to argue about that because we feel it was wrong, we got all the right to argue about that. But also at that same time, around the United States was 500 old ladies and young kids that was attacked in our community, and we don't got nothing to say about that. I got a problem with that.